I'm sure people must have discussed this, um, but I haven't, so I'm going to. So I was like looking at the house 1122 King Road on the map, and it it just doesn't make any sense that the address is 112, that it's referred to as 1122 King Road, because this house is on Queen Road, just as the officers referred to it during the noise um, disturbance when they spoke with Maddie. So I don't understand. I don't understand why we've been told it's 1122 King Road, why anybody's been told that. I just mark it up a little bit. So there you can see that's the house. We've got Linda Lane there. We've got Taylor Avenue up here, which you can't see at the moment. Let's move it down a bit. Oh no, you can't see it on this map. Above Taylor Avenue is the Sigma Chi house. We've got Walenta down there. And that is King Road. In fact, it doesn't even extend as far as I've drawn it there. And but this is Queen Road, and these that run parallel with each other are the Queen Road apartments. So if somebody was driving around in whatever car, whether it was a white Elantra or any other car, they could be forgiven for not being able to find, if they were looking for the address, if they were looking for 1122 King Road, they wouldn't find it on King Road. They'd find it on Queen Road. So it is logical that somebody, whoever it was, who was driving around, and whatever car it was that was driving around, because I don't know, there must be clearer footage than the footage I've seen, because I can't make out anything from that. That they would have difficulty finding this house. I mean, we know that there was a DoorDash driver trying to locate this house at that time, and it does appear like somebody who's trying to find a house. If you're planning on invading a house, why would you draw so much attention to yourself by driving or keep driving around? If you knew where the house was, you could park somewhere and sit tight. And unless they're looking for something or waiting for something, that's possible. But they're very, very skittish. It seems, and I've thought this from the beginning. It seems like somebody who's driving around and doesn't know where their where the residence is that they're looking for. Just that just seems obvious. I mean, whether they're trying to find it because they want to commit a homicide or a multiple homicide, whether it's whatever the intention was, or a burglary, or whatever the intention was, if they're trying to find this house, or if they're trying to find it because they're trying to deliver something, or if there's a party going on in the house, or if they're going to go and score some weed from the house, or even another house that's there, maybe the apartments. But then they'd be able to find the apartments because the apartments are called the Queens Road apartments and they're on Queens Road. But if this postal address is, if this actual address is 1122 King Road, and this person, well, they can't be a stalker because they know where the house is. Why would they be wandering around if they knew where it was? So it just seems to me, it just seems ridiculously obvious that somebody did that. This house has got the most ridiculous address ever, and you just, if you were trying to find it, you would get confused because the house isn't even on King Road. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, the address doesn't make any sense. That's really all I've got to say about that. I was gonna also look on the Google Earth, but I don't really think we need to. I mean, I'm sure other people have thought of this. I know that I've heard Subconscious Mouth talk about it, and I was like, yes, yes, I'm glad you said this. In fact, I might tack what he says on the end of here because he basically says exactly what I'm saying here, but probably says it a lot better than I do. So it might be good to hear him.
Now, as we just read not too long ago, right? It said that the vehicle that is suspected to be the vehicle that the perpetrator was driving makes an initial 3 passes by 1122 King Road residents. Then it came back, right? Then it said it came back. Now let me ask you this, right? You have Koberger, you have a DoorDash driver, right? If someone is delivering a DoorDash at 3 or 4 something in the morning to a residence that they are not familiar with, right? And this is, because I know I'm not the only one, right? When Googling 1122 King Road, I was under the impression that it was on Queens Road. I know I heard somebody else talk about that too. I saw somebody make a video about that. So I'm not the only one, right? So if someone is delivering a DoorDash in the wee hours of the morning to residents that they are not familiar with, and it can even look like you're on a particular street when you're actually you're supposed to be headed to King Road, but the house seemingly is on Queen Road. See, they're coming back and forward 3 times, leaving, coming back again for a 4th time. That sounds like someone who not sure of where they're going, right? That's why you will have, it said that they went to the end of Queens Road, turned around, made the 3/4 turn, turned back around, made an attempt to park, pulled back out. That sounds like somebody who's indecisive, somebody who's trying to figure out where they're going. Do I have the right residence? And it will make sense, like I said, for somebody who's delivering to a home that looks like it's actually on one street, when in actuality, it's on another street. See, take somebody like Koberger, right? This is someone, according to law enforcement, I'm not saying he did or didn't, who is said to have kept an eye on them for months. But they say visited, according to the cell phone pings, like 12 different times, although the cell phone pings may not be credible no more, because in the affidavit it said that it pinged that he was in the location and they found out that he was actually in Washington at the time. But that's a whole nother story. But if you know, but it sounds like they trying to say that he's been on them. You know, he's been keeping an eye on them. That's not someone who's been stalking them and keeping an eye on them. He would know exactly where he's going, right? There would be no indecisiveness. Is this the right place? Well, maybe I need to go check around the corner. What's going on here? So thus far, out of the two, a DoorDash driver who's not familiar with this residence, versus someone who's been stalking this residence for months. One of them will know where they're going, and one of them may be indecisive. Now, one may say, okay, if it was a DoorDash driver, right? They say that he came around there, he was sighted at 3:29. Some may say, well, what was he doing between 3:29 and 4:04? First of all, like I said, you got to keep in mind that it's approximately 4:04. That 4:04 can be 3:54, right? And they say he passed 3 times in between that time, right? So you got 3. Let's make it approximately. Let's say it's 4 o'clock, because that's when they say that he arrived eventually, right? If I'm not mistaken, they're saying that Xana got a DoorDash at approximately 4 o'clock, right? What does that mean? Really, 4:10, 3:50, 4:01? What is that? See, that's what I'm saying. But they say this started the going back and forward. The 3 initial trips started at 3:29, right? And they're saying that the DoorDash got there at approximately 4 o'clock. That's, if you want to go by that time frame, not giving or taking, just taking what they say, that's a 30-minute window. See? And that's 3 trips. That's enough for somebody who's lost and not, that's a good time frame for someone who's lost and not know where they're going to leave the area like they say he did, maybe circled around the corner, looked around a little bit. Do I have the right? I mean, where is it? I thought it says it's in this area. That come back to that, man, this not the area. This Queens Road, this Kings Road. That time frame sound like an indecisive DoorDash driver trying to figure out where he's going. See? Now, if somebody wanted to say, well, for the sake of this conversation, if it was Kohlberger and he kept coming back and forward, well, couple things, right? Like I said, he would know exactly where he's going. Another thing, people would question, I mean, would someone who was discreet in stalking them pull up to the house, park right in front of the park in their driveway, then go in and commit his crime? Would he actually do that? Some people may say, well, maybe it was the actual perpetrator, and maybe when he was trying to put his plan into action, he started having second thoughts. He started getting nervous. He was indecisive. That's how he was indecisive, and that's why he started coming back and forth. One thing that we do know, law enforcement, according to what they said that Xana received a DoorDash at 4 a.m. And they said they talked to the guy who delivered the DoorDash. So for a fact, according to law enforcement, the one who can definitely be placed there at around the time where these crimes took place is the DoorDash driver, right? I'm not saying that this person did or didn't have nothing to do with it. I'm just saying what they say and asking questions. It is a very tight window for both of them to fit into. I'm not saying that it can't happen. So I'm certainly not saying that. Maybe the perpetrator could have called the DoorDash driver. It can be like a kind of like make it look like the DoorDash driver actually was the one that had something to do with it, and he could have set this up the whole time. Who knows? I don't know. Like I say, maybe more information might come out about the DoorDash, who ordered the DoorDash in the first place. Could someone who was in on it have ordered the DoorDash driver, like, using the throwaway phone, or, that you can get rid of, using a prepaid credit card, ordering the DoorDash, and, the people who was going to commit this crime, the DoorDash driver had them in there and dropped them off at the crime scene, just throwing out different things, I'm not saying that, any of it is true or false, but it's, hey, it's very interesting that the DoorDash driver, if he isn't guilty of being involved with this crime, is going to, be at the crime scene at the time that, if you're going by what they say, they say she arrived at approximately 4 o'clock. And they saying these crimes took place between possibly 4 and 425. That mean, that mean that whoever that was fits the time frame. He fits. He was there, according to what they're saying. But sound like they're not saying that he done it. Well, I'm not gonna say that. They just say they interviewed him. I don't know what they're saying about that individual. Now, did the perpetrator just so happen to show up at the same time too? Not saying that that's not possible, just asking. Another big question, right? What does the DoorDash driver car look like, right? Is the DoorDash driver car, is it very different from Kohlberger's car? Is it, what kind of car is it? Is it a sedan? Is it white? Is it light colored? And how good is the video footage of the car that is said to be on the scene at the time that these crimes took place? See, when the police started talking about this white Honda Elantra, the 2011 through 2013 that they were looking for, they said they was looking for an occupant or occupants, right? So that lets me know right there that they could not see inside of the windows, right? So I say, okay, maybe the video footage wasn't good enough for be able to see inside the windows, or maybe that Honda Elantra that they said they was looking for had tinted windows. Now, if you look at the traffic stops with Kohlberger, with him and his dad, if I'm not mistaken, you can double check and correct me if I'm in error. The back windows didn't look like they were tinted, right? So if the back windows aren't tinted, the front windows aren't tinted either. So these would be, from my understanding, untinted windows. The very fact that all along they said they was looking for 2011 through 2013, but then when they caught Kohlberger, they say all along they thought it could have been a 15 as well, but never released that to the public. See, that will make you wonder how good the footage is that they have of the vehicle. You're not able to see if they had one or more occupants. You told the public to look for the wrong vehicle. See, this is just, speculation. If you had a real good image of what you were looking for, you would know then that you were looking for a 15, if that's what you was really looking for. I was able to look at a 15 and a 13 and tell the difference. Even from the side, right? Just a side angle, I can tell the difference. So, surely the special tools that they, and it was either in the affidavit or the unsealed search warrant that they said that they were going to use, and the FBI guy who got years of experience examined it and sized it up, eventually they thought it was a 13. Then they said after reevaluating and sizing it up again, after they got Kohlberger in his 2015, they say all along, okay, well, now, they think it's a 15, But this is the thing. If the DoorDash driver and Kohlberger's car are similar looking, they don't even have to be the exact same model or the exact same make, right? Because if the video footage isn't good enough to genuinely distinguish the make or model, if you just got two sedans, two white sedans, one light colored sedan to where you can't tell whether it's white, beige, or silver or whatever. If this video footage isn't good enough to distinguish the difference between Kohlberger's vehicle and this DoorDash driver's vehicle, this is the ultimate. How are you going to say then, if you can't distinguish that through video, how can you say that the person that came around there 3 times and came back for a 4th time and was there from 4:04 approximately to 4:20? How can you then say it wasn't the DoorDash driver all along if you can't distinguish the vehicles, and you know for a fact in your words that you're saying you know that the DoorDash driver was there for a fact when these crimes took place? So you got to be able to distinguish the difference between them two cars, or you can't really make the argument that it was Kohlberger. You got to be, I mean, what can you do with that? If you're saying that this guy was there, you look at the video, or if you come to find out that this guy drives a sedan that's a white color sedan too. Like I said, it don't even have to be the same make or model if the video is not clear enough to distinguish the make or model anyway. That is super duper important. Now, if they have video footage, let's say the DoorDash driver vehicle is just, let's say he came in a truck or something like that, or just a completely different vehicle, blacked out, just a completely different vehicle, right? And they saw the white vehicle coming around 3 and 4 times. That's the ultimate catch. Is his vehicle very different? You can just flat out tell the difference between the DoorDash driver's vehicle and Koberger's vehicle. That's what I want to find out. And I'm not saying that they can't. I don't know what he came in. But what if he came on a bike? Sometimes they deliver on a bike. What if he came on a bike or something? I don't know. I'm just saying, right? That's something to really think about. That's something that I'm really interested in finding out more about. When they release that information, I really would like to know about that. If they even release the information about the guy's vehicle. The defense may force them to show that. They may want to see everything. I have to believe that the defense are going to ask to see the footage of the DoorDash driver vehicle showing. I mean, he was at the scene of the crime when they say it happened. So that's something that's probably going to come out. It's going to be interesting to see what's what.
Pretty good at being impartial, and so there you go. I've added a bit more than I had originally intended. So I let it play to the end of the video, but I think he makes some good points, and he makes a lot of good points on his many videos. And if you haven't checked those out, I would recommend it. Some really well thought out arguments and discussions, and really balanced view. Pretty good at being impartial and looking at things from different points of view, different angles, considering various explanations for different aspects of the information that we know and the evidence we have. And yeah, some really great videos. So I'll add this video in the description below, but I would recommend, if you haven't already, having a look and listen to his videos. Yeah, he's had a little bit of a hiatus, and I think he may have come back, and I'm pleased about that, actually. So I'm going to be listening to his latest video as soon as I've put this together. So that's it. That's all for now.